Hello, everybody. Welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. I'm running a few minutes late today, just because of that cover, and I'm keeping that cover up. That's just that cover is today's cover. That's how it's going to be. Thank you so much for being here. Heather Formosa is asking, did they accomplish anything with the pizza meeting last night? I don't imagine. I don't know. So, all right, let me pull up the C-SPAN. But, Anne Harding says, I think it was on Lawrence O'Donnell that the 1928 vote took 2 or 3 months. Was it 28 or 23? I can't remember. Oh, Kristen says, breaking news. Kevin McCarthy doesn't have the votes for speaker, so he wants the House to adjourn for the day. Dems won't support that. Kevin will lose again in more ways than one. Oh, and I'm going to, let me pull up the thing, pull up C-SPAN. But Trump tweeted last night. Oh, it was beautiful. Just, anyway, let me get us, get this going here. Opening of the 118th Congress. All right, and well, no, I won't mute it. All right. I just don't want to mess that up. Hang on one second. Let me just. All right, that's there. Make that bigger. And then just make this a little quieter for right now. Okay. So, hi, everybody. Thank you for being here with me for this, because this has been a lot of fun. And I was up way too late last night, and I was running right up to this morning so I could get that cover done today of the three losing votes of Kevin McCarthy. So, we're starting. We're starting.
The House will be in order.
I like her. She is taking no prisoners.
The prayer will be offered by Chaplain Kibben.
Dear
Would
Lord,
you pray with me?
Give these people.
Holy God, in these days of uncertainty and change, we turn to you who are the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Regardless of the circumstance, Lord, you are not just present, but provisioning, supplying us all that we need to forge into and navigate the unknown ahead. Give us reason then to cling to faith and to trust your guiding hand in this liminal period of our chamber's leadership. Offer us the gift of perspective. Bring to our minds the upheaval taking place in countries like Ukraine. In the face of chaos, they yet remain resolute, ever committed to the defense of their country and the strength of their government, bound together and upheld by their faith that you will sustain them. How can we possibly succumb to our own disquiet and frustration when we reflect on the challenges governments around the world struggle to resolve in the name of democracy?
I'm sorry, that was funny.
Even as we seek to establish this new Congress, remind us that we have a building not constructed by human hands. In our momentary distress, may we never lose sight of your divine hand that guides our own nation. Call us to live this day in faith, if not by sight, and seek always to make it our goal to please you as we serve the nation you have entrusted to us. We lean on you, our rock, and pray in the name of our sure Redeemer. Amen.
Oh, I'm with you, Heather. There was some.
The chair has examined the journal of the last day's proceedings.
Oh, he would like to be covered
and announces the House the approval thereof. Representatives elect are invited to join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. See, I take it seriously. Oh my gosh.
From what purpose does the gentlewoman from New York seek recognition?
Madam Clerk, I have a point of order that a quorum is not present.
The gentlewoman makes a point of order that a quorum is not present. The chair will count for a quorum.
All right, so they're going to do that. I'm sorry. I haven't even taken my pills yet this morning. I made a coffee. I haven't had a sip of it yet. Oh yeah, everybody get your petty socks on, because we're here. Okay, and yes, can we talk about the shade? Look at Ukraine, that a lot of these people aren't even supporting. A lot of these people, look at Ukraine. They are resolute. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mm. So is somebody just like counting heads, or do they have to call out that they're there? I don't quite see. Cecilia's, I was wondering if Santos is in the house or is he in the washroom crying. There was a tweet. I don't know if it's in the description today, but there was somebody tweeted out about George Santos. Look, everybody, go easy on George Santos. This has been a hard week for him. He lost his father, Pope Benedict, and his mother, Barbara Walters, all in the same day, all in the same week. Poor guy. Yeah. Is McCarthy there? That's kind of where he was sitting yesterday. Oh, man. Wow. Okay. What's going on with my watch here? Yeah. Mercury's in retrograde. Mars is in retrograde. I think my watch band is on backwards. Okay, it's just a day. Okay. So let me get some cards out. Lucky girl. And he lost all of his money on Trump's NFTs. Exactly. Oh, speaking of Trump, I've got to share this with you. So last night, I'm so sorry. So last night, Kevin McCarthy talked to Donald Trump, right? And this morning, Trump tweeted. All right, I'm gonna mute this for just a second. Okay, this is what Trump tweeted last night. No, I want that. That's what I want. Okay, ready? After speaking with McCarthy, Trump on Wednesday morning gave a full-throated endorsement of the GOP leader and called on the House Republicans to rally behind him. This is Trump's tweet, or whatever. It's now time for all our great Republican House members to vote for Kevin, close the deal, take the victory. Republicans, do not turn a great triumph into a giant and embarrassing defeat. It's time to celebrate. You deserve it. Regular case. Kevin McCarthy will do a good job and maybe even a great job. Just watch. He can't catch a break. Kevin McCarthy cannot catch a break. Trump even tweeted, Kevin McCarthy will do a good job, maybe even a great job. Fuego. Whew, burn. Oh, gosh. Yeah, what triumph. Exactly. Oh, he'll do a good job. Maybe a great job. Sure, why not? Oh my gosh, this is glorious. Oh, this whole thing is so glorious. Okay. Oh. Roxana, yes, kind of, sort of, not really a good job. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, wait, here we go. No, wrong tab.
Question recurs upon the election of a speaker. The tellers will please come forward to take their seats.
So I'm guessing they have a quorum. Do not mess with this woman. Seriously. She seems like, do not mess with her. Put your rear end in your seats and hush. Oh, and there she is, looking at them like, do I stutter? Oh my gosh, they're being so disrespectful to her. That's just rude. Oh my gosh. Uncover the news. Thank you, Kristen. It's saying delist MAGA conspiracy theorist Ivan Raiklin is at the Capitol today. Whoop-de-hoo. Accusing McCarthy and his supporters of being top cover for the deep state. A vote for Kevin McCarthy puts them in the same category as a fully compromised individual, he said. What? Yeah, they're being rude. Okay, now, the other thing, speaking of rude. Okay, I can read on Trump, but I want to just... but the one thing I'm probably going to start with while we're waiting. Kevin McCarthy apparently decided he was done with all this puny legal vote stuff. And after the third failed vote yesterday, he had his aides load up dollies and move all of his stuff into the speaker's office. As you can imagine, this has stirred quite the hornet's nest. Matt Gaetz wrote to the architect of the Capitol in the wee hours of the morning to demand McCarthy be evicted and escorted back down the hall before votes today.
And as you can see, GOP leader Kevin McCarthy has made his way onto the floor.
Nice of you to show up,
there
Kevin.
with one of the longest serving Republican congressmen, Tom Cole of Oklahoma. This is live coverage, waiting for the counters or the tellers to come up to the front of the House chamber so they can begin a fourth vote. It looks at this point that a fourth vote will be held.
So I haven't heard. Have you guys heard?
The reading clerk.
Did they kick McCarthy out?
For what purpose does the gentleman from Indiana rise?
From Wisconsin. Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate the gentleman from California, Mr. Kevin McCarthy, for Speaker of the House.
The gentleman is recognized.
Oh, we're having a very UK Parliament moment. Hey, in the background. Whoa. You threatened You jokingly threatened to hit Pelosi with the gavel when she gave it to you if you became speaker. It's going to be hard for me not to hit her with it when she gives me the gavel.
The gentleman is recognized.
Let's all take a second, take a look around. I know people are getting frustrated. Take a look at this chamber and realize how lucky we are to serve this country in Congress.
Ukrainians are loyal to their country.
Democrats and Republicans
They handle their
to be
stuff.
citizens of the greatest country in the history of the world.
And you want to put Mr. Mediocre, horrible human being in as speaker. The shame. Julian Terry, yes. Clowns to the left of us, jokers to the right. Here we are, stuck watching in
He's
disbelief
definitely out
with
of
you.
order, Madam Clerk. I say that because I know last night people were frustrated. They wanted to go to parties. They wanted to take pictures with their families. But honestly, we find ourselves here in this chamber for the second day. We know we got work to do, but in some ways, there's no place I'd rather be. With the possible exception of Lambeau Field on Sunday, no place I'd rather be. But maybe with the excitement, some of you hadn't had an opportunity to check what's happening online. Let me fill you in, or what's happening on Twitter, what the press is writing about. In some ways, they're salivating. There's headlines about the chaos.
We're not salivating. We're laughing.
Yesterday, our colleagues on the other side of the aisle were tweeting their bags of popcorn that they had out. They love it. The Schadenfreude is palpable.
Schadenfreude,
my friends,
I believe,
on the Democratic side misunderstand what's happening here. Sure, it looks messy.
McCarthy's a loser.
Democracy is messy. Democracy is
and
messy.
your far-right extremists
by design. By design.
have lost their minds.
And that's
and you let them?
a feature. That's a feature, not a bug of our system. We air it all out in the open for the American people to see. Because at the end of the day, the president's not in charge. The Supreme Court's not in charge. The Speaker of the House is not even in charge. The American people are in charge.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for gerrymandering, you wouldn't be in control. And you didn't gain control of the Senate. Yes, Kathy Delisle, so many words, so little sense.
And I'm proud to be part of a party that welcomes debate, that invites different views,
Yeah,
that isn't afraid of that.
nobody,
Now, I listened to some of my
Democrats
colleagues
don't
yesterday.
listen to debate.
Mr. Roy from Texas, my good friend, he knows I respect his views. I have been his partner in anti-proxy voting crusades, pro-regular order crusades. I understand. I know that his intentions are pure. I know
Exactly,
a lot of
Warrior
people are
Witch.
just frustrated.
Democracy's
with the way
messy.
Congress
That's
works,
why we
but
tried hard to overthrow it
I
on
know I
January
feel it
6th.
in my bones. Nobody has done more to lay out a plan for how we restore the basic functioning of this institution than Kevin McCarthy.
McCarthy's one of
Nobody
the
has
main
done
reasons. 3 days ago, the metal detectors were just removed from this chamber. 3 days
Now,
ago.
you may not have gotten everything you wanted. There are things I want that I know
metal detectors
it's not
removed 3
possible
days
to get
ago.
done in this Congress. But
Because of
Mr.
McCarthy.
McCarthy has gone above and beyond in terms of listening to people with concerns and laying out a plan for how we
Hogwash.
restore the basic functioning of the House of Representatives. Furthermore, I believe no one has done more to bring us into the majority than Kevin McCarthy.
Oh, no, it's whoever set up your gerrymandering.
Listen, I wish we had a bigger majority, right? I wish we could do everything over the next 2 years, but the American people gave us an opportunity. They gave us,
Yeah, he's still doing
Republicans, an
threat.
opportunity to inject some basic common sense into the federal government.
And people
pull the
respond well to
emergency
being
brake
yelled
on
at.
A lot of the crazy we've seen in the last few years. They're asking us to do a job, and nobody has laid out a plan, a proactive policy agenda for the direction we want to take this country in more detail than Kevin McCarthy. You all had an opportunity to provide input into that plan. And the irony of this current moment and this debate we're having is that on the big stuff, we all agree, right? We want to secure the border. We don't want the executive branch to do everything through a pen and a phone. We want to work with our Democratic colleagues when it comes to standing up to our enemies abroad.
Yeah,
right?
Big
There are
Steph, dude,
basic
shush.
things we know we need to do.
And Stephanie
it's
Martin, yeah,
time
poo-poo on
to
the
get to
floor.
work. So you might tweet out some more popcorn emojis. I get it. You might write your headlines. But what I see right now is energy. A tremendous amount of energy in this Republican caucus who want to do the work of the people.
And the vote, as the vote goes on.
Not asking you to endorse business as usual in the House. He's laid out a plan to renew the House of Representatives and once again make it an institution that we can credibly look ourselves in the mirror and say, we are working in the people's house. For that and many other reasons,
for Donald Trump
Kevin
type
McCarthy,
extremism. We are working to be as awful as Donald Trump, to be as cruel and selfish and backbiting.
For what purpose does the gentleman from California rise?
Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of this House.
Yes, Darren, the popcorn emojis must be really be getting under their skin.
The gentleman is recognized.
Madam Clerk, make no mistake, there is no frustration on our side. We are focused on serving the American people. In order to do that, we have to unite behind a speaker. And Democrats are united behind a speaker who prioritizes putting better paying jobs in industries of the future. Growing up in a working class family, he knows that a good paying job and a good education are key to economic mobility. He knows that to tackle the affordability crisis in this country, we need to make sure that everybody gets paid enough to live and work in any zip code. And he knows that by creating these jobs, we can once again make it in America. Madam Clerk, as chair of the Democratic caucus, I am directed by that vote of the caucus to present for election to the 118th Congress the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries, Representative-elect for the state of New York for the office of Speaker.
Diversity.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Texas rise?
I seek to place a nomination for Speaker.
The gentleman is recognized.
Yesterday, my first vote for Speaker of the House was for Byron Donalds. Today, I'm rising to nominate Byron Donalds for Speaker of the House of Representatives. Byron is a dear friend, a solid conservative, but most importantly, a family man who loves dearly his wife, Erica, his 3 children, has a proven track record as a businessman, public service in the Florida legislature, and now as a member of the United States Congress. Now, here we are, and for the first time in history, there have been 2 Black Americans placed into the nomination for Speaker of the House.
That's good. Harold, I'll be happy to read on that. Any violence, potential violence in Congress without the metal detectors. Let me pull some cards on that.
However, Madam Speaker, order. Madam Clerk, order. We do not seek to judge people by the color of their skin, but rather the content of their character.
Yeah, but you just said what you said.
Byron
By the way, I'm
Donalds.
not seeing any violence here at all. None. Zero.
Byron Donalds is a good man raised by a single mom who moved past adversity, became a Christian man at the age of 21, and has devoted his life to
There's no
advancing the
violence here.
cause for his family and for this country. And he has done it admirably. But there's an important reason for nominating Byron, and that is this country needs a change. This country needs leadership that does not reflect this city, this town that is badly broken. The House of Representatives is the people's house. It represents the entirety of our country, and we each represent some 750,000 people. And we come here, and here we sit in a room filled with those representatives. And my friend, Mr. Gallagher, and he is my friend, and I agree with him on many things. And I agree with almost everything that you were talking about. But we should be in here having this kind of a conversation with this many people in the room about Ukraine. And we should debate the merits, and we should debate the ups and downs of being involved. We should debate the $45 billion. We should debate whether it should be more or less. We should debate whether it should be paid for. We should debate what the result we should demand. The only way you're going to get that is if you change the rules and have the leadership to advance the rules to make sure that we can do that. Now, we've had a conversation for 2 months to try to advance the ball, and we have had success in doing that. But we're not there. We're not at the place where we need to be to guarantee that we're going to be able to stand up in the face of the swamp that continues to step over the American people on a daily basis and spend money we don't have, and to continue to leave our borders open, and to continue to fund bureaucrats that are stepping over the freedoms of the American people. Byron will stand up and do that. Byron has a track record of doing that. And importantly, when we're sitting here today and we continue this debate and we then have a vote, I just ask my friends on this side of the aisle, do you think that the American people support the status quo? Yes or no? Do you think that the American people want us to continue down the road of what we've been doing? Do they
Based
want
on the
us to
votes? Yeah.
continue
Yeah.
to
Voting Democrats into power.
do the things since the leadership
Last
that's
16
currently
years,
in place have been in
every
place?
Democrat
Do you
Democrat
think
actually
they
won the
want us to
popular vote.
continue down that path?
Yeah.
And the argument that I would make is that they want a new face, new vision, new leadership. And I believe that face, vision, and new leadership is Byron Donalds, and I'm proud to put his name into nomination, and I yield back.
Oh, the question in the chat is, how can a novice be
The reading
put
clerk will
forward?
call the roll.
Anybody can be nominated. Donald Trump could be nominated. Literally anybody could be nominated to be speaker. You don't even have to be a part of the government.
Adam.
Jeffries.
Oh, here we go. Yes, Darren, denial. It's not just a river in Egypt. Republicans, exactly.
Adderholt.
Oh, lovely. Oh, put the counter up. We love the counter. We love the counter.
Aguilar.
Yesterday they had up here in the corner.
Alford.
We want the
McCarthy.
we want the counter. Yes, this is the first vote for today.
McCarthy.
Thank you, Ricky. Oh, there we go. McCarthy. Sorry, Ricky says, I nominate Boo Boo Zenkity for Speaker of the House. Okay, well, I could move the blankie and let him know, but he's very tired. It's trash day, and the big trucks were scaring him.
Harrington. McCarthy.
Oh, gosh. Oh, absolutely. Thank you for being here, Lindy.
Jeffries.
Linda, I'm so sorry. My brain is...
Babin.
I'm so sorry. I'm messing up people's names. That's unforgivable. I'm sorry. Linda. Thank you. How many times do you think we'll vote? I'm here. I'm here for a while.
McCarthy.
You know, I can't stay past 1:30, 1:40, but I'm here.
McCarthy.
I got things to read on.
Ballant.
Yes, Deseret. Kitty Love in the house. I think I might sit down actually. Pull up a chair.
McCarthy.
Boo Boo is a cool cat, Anne. Thank you for noticing.
Marr. McCarthy.
Lori says Boo Boo Zenkity votes naps for all. Hey.
Jeffries.
All right. So Trump's faint praise. Let's go back to that.
Beatty.
So.
Jeffries.
Oh, lovely. All right. So.
McCarthy.
Can you guys hear me over this? I mean, I could mute it, but I'd kind of like just keep it low.
Jeffries.
But let me know if you need me to so you can hear me, or maybe you don't even want to hear me. You just want to watch this, which it's on C-SPAN if you want to. But let me know if the sound's okay.
Jeffries.
Anyway, so Trump
McCarthy.
saying McCarthy will do a good job, maybe even a great job.
Donald.
But I love when he does all this stuff in all caps. Time to celebrate. Vote for Kevin for the victory. Accept the victory. Republicans, don't turn a great triumph into an embarrassment, which is what all Trump does.
Villarakas.
But then in normal case, lowercase,
Bishop of Georgia.
Kevin will do a good job. Maybe even
Jeffries.
a great job.
Bishop of North
Oh,
Carolina.
the faint praise. Thank you, Marpy.
Donalds.
Thank you, Little Bell. Oh my gosh. So, because Trump endorsed McCarthy.
Blumenauer.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Jeffries.
That's a good point, Anne. Is Jim Jordan there? I don't know.
Jeffries.
A little lower on the vote volume. Let me see if I can do.
Donalds.
Donald's. 3 so far. Come on, say something.
Bonamici.
There we go. All right.
Jeffries.
So, Trump has waded into this.
Jeffries. Boyle.
Disappointment.
Jeffries.
I love how that guy was trying to shame Democrats for posting
Donalds.
pictures with popcorn. Nice try. Ricky says, with 299 people here, Boo Boo Zenkity is the Speaker of the House. Yes.
Jeffries.
Let me know. I'll go wake him up.
Jeffries. Buchanan.
Oh my gosh.
Buck. McCarthy.
Susie says they've calculated how many GOP can't show up. Yeah, can you imagine watching these idiots try to work out the math?
Jeffries.
Oh boy.
Burchett. McCarthy.
All right, I'll come back to this tonight. Let me show you the cards. Just a second here. Let me do this.
McCarthy. Burleson.
Trump.
McCarthy.
Trump is having issues.
Bush.
I know, day ending in Y.
Jeffries.
But he thinks he's standing up and going to be noticed and whatever he wants. No. Insult to injury.
Kemick.
You keep the money. You don't support other Republicans.
Caraveo.
And you're about to have all kind of legal problems. So sit down. Who cares? The only reason I shared that Trump tweet with you is because it was just the shade. Oh, the shade. Oh, the shade. Deborah's saying, am I the only one who thinks Donald's behind the chaos? I don't think he has the power to be behind the chaos here. I really don't. Yes, and give Boo Boo the gavel. He'd sniff it and then walk away. Unless he decided to chew on it. It would just be a little. And I think the Speaker of the House gavel could use with just a little kitty, tiny kitty, little teeth, little chewing on the gavel. I think would improve it. Oh my gosh, Trump. Oh, and just I love how the person they are nominating who isn't McCarthy, his last name is Donalds. So you get the whole Donald error. You can't make this stuff up. If you were writing a novel and you did that, the readers would be like, a little on the nose, isn't it? Oh, judgment. Judgment is falling upon them all. Okay, where's my little rack? True CC writer. Jordan wants a Judiciary Committee lead role. This is I mean, look, we may not be in control of the House, but this is the best consolation prize. This is the consolation prize to beat all consolation prizes. Oh, glorious. Glorious. Hello, Electra Storm. It started early, so I came on. Yes, Teresa Ford, the universe has a sense of humor. Right, like making the editor of the National Enquirer remember what his last name was, stuff like that. Yeah, I was just checking in. Trump does not have the power. He just doesn't have the power to be anything here. No, he's done. Trump is done. But Representative McCarthy does not have the votes. 5th speaker vote expected. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I might have to make more McCarthy clown images. Hang on a second, let me. True, Linda Kingsley, that was yesterday. Gaetz and Gosar tried to get AOC to get the squad to vote present so McCarthy can win, and AOC was like, no. Just no. And she did not look happy about that either. So for anybody who came in late, here, let me. I can't really share it without. I'll share it briefly. Stop that screen and share. Hang on a second. Crenshaw is voting McCarthy. Here we go. So this is what I stayed up late making this morning. So for all 3 votes, he lost. Now I've got to make a 4th or a 5th, or I can do that. Get out of my way. I'll do it. I'm serious. I'm happy to make a card for every vote he fails. Happy to do it. Matter of fact, we could make. You know what I can do? Okay. He would technically need to lose at least this one. Well, he's lost this one, and then if he loses one more, it'd be the perfect size for a commemorative mug with all of the times he lost all the way around the cup. The Paul McCartney speakership vote commemorative mug. Okay, we'll go back to this. Oh. Here we go. All right. Lisa says you're going to have to make an entire deck of speaker loss cards. Challenge accepted. You know me. I will clear my schedule to ridicule fascists and these cruel, inhuman blankety blanks. Absolutely. I will clear my schedule. Please let this go on for 2 months. I'll make a whole deck. That's fine. I'll do it. Stand back. Hold my coffee. I got this. Do. Oh man. Okay.
Duncan.
So.
McCarthy. Dunn of Florida.
Yes, Anne, you will do it with enthusiasm. Why, yes, I will.
Edwards.
All right. So,
McCarthy.
yeah, Trump, sit down.
Elsie.
By the way, just hang on because the FBI is going to want a word. Just give it time. Oh, hang on.
Emmer.
Nancy says, do it. Autumn, I suggest you make the Kevin McCarthy loser cars as buttons. Oh, there we go. Happy to do it.
Jeffries.
Lola Bell says, the clown with the crown reminds me of those vintage-inspired Imperial Margarine TV commercials.
Espaillat.
Yeah, CC Ryder, there's no way AOC would even not vote. She absolutely is voting for Jeffries.
Jeffries.
Oh my gosh.
Ezel. McCarthy. Fallon.
Lucky girl, wondering if Boo Boo Brains voted for Byron Donalds. Boo Boo Brains? Bobblehead?
Ferguson.
I don't know. Did Boebert? I don't know who Boebert voted for.
Ferguson.
Scott says, use a glass or a clay mug. Autumn, I'd buy it. Usually it's a generally speaking, on regular mugs, like just this is a large mug, but still same principle. I can fit 5 cards around. Is usually there's the one here and then 2 on each side. I know from experience you can fit. I can technically fit 5 cards. Oh, lucky girl, Boo Boo Brains, but there's Boo Boo, and Boo Boo Brains would be just a little fuzz head. So that's why I call it. That's why I go with bobblehead. Anyway, all right. So Kevin McCarthy at 43 minutes in. I'm so sorry I didn't mention earlier. At 43 minutes in, Kevin McCarthy moved his stuff. I'm keeping it clean. Moved his stuff into the speaker's office. So in the wee hours of the morning, Matt Gaetz contacted the architect of the Capitol to say, evict him. How's this going to go? Bonnie says Boebert voted for Donald. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Pack your stuff. Queen of Wands. Oh, the whole group. There's a whole group of them that want him out of the speaker's office. Ooh, I love this. Anne says, and now his stuff is in a U-Haul storage pod. You so lost yesterday. Oh, star, tower, star, devil, disappointment, magician. McCarthy, this is just going to be embarrassing over and over until McCarthy starts giving all of those people exactly what they want. I know she didn't just say dumbass. That's what it sounded like. It's like, oh yeah, talking to a Republican in this body. Anyway, not all Republicans are, but These
Good
people,
of Virginia.
he's going to have to,
Donald.
it's going to be, oh, the embarrassment. Oh, the embarrassment. CC Ryder says stupid CNN goes to commercial during the count.
Gooden of Texas. McCarthy.
Oh my gosh.
Gosar.
So what is McCarthy going to do at 46 minutes in? What is McCarthy going to do? 46 minutes. Are you still there, Sarah? Just wondering. At 46 minutes in.
Graves, Louisiana. McCarthy. Graves of Missouri. McCarthy.
Linda Kingsley says, I'm laughing to the point of crying. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being here. All right, 46 minutes in. What is Kevin McCarthy going to do?
Jeffries.
He's talking, speaking of for former slaves, and they're yelling order to quiet him down.
McCarthy.
Oh, those people have no. Oh, they're so awful. Okay.
Jeffries.
Oh. Kevin, what are you going to do? Hey, Kev.
McCarthy. Guest.
Lilibus, has CNN missed the midnight countdown in the central region on New Year's Eve? Oh,
McCarthy.
jeez.
Hageman.
Oh, Kristen has some news. Breaking. Republican Ralph Norman said Kevin McCarthy has not called any of those who voted against him.
Jeffries.
And confirms McCarthy threatened to take away their committee assignments.
Donald.
Oh, going to communicate with the hard line, huh? With the hardliners? Mm-hmm.
Harshbarger. McCarthy.
Lovers.
Hayes.
Son.
Jeffries.
4, he just doesn't have the votes. Sarah's been singing. I talked to Sarah earlier, and Sarah's been singing a song from Hamilton about "You don't have the votes." Ha ha ha.
Higgins of New York.
The people coming together, holding together on the right, like Gaetz and what have you, they really are shining a light on just how weak McCarthy is.
Jeffries.
And
Hinson.
this looks good for Democrats who actually know how to govern. And then this 9 of Swords,
Jeffries.
which is just a lot of worry. He's not going to bend anytime soon.
Houlihan.
That's what that's saying. He's going to spend another night stressed. I have trouble believing that. I would think he would twig and go, okay, I have to do something. This can't go on this way. 2 days of this is damaging to McCarthy, you'd think. You would think. Oh, and I like that. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
McCarthy. Ivy.
Yes, CC Ryder. Jordan got 20 votes yesterday. Let's see if Donalds gets those same 20. Okay, at 49:30. So ultimately, what are you going to do, Kev? Are you going to give them what they want, or are you going to give up?
McCarthy. Jackson Lee. Jeffries.
Linda Johnson says, I really don't understand how new people who are not sworn in can vote. I hear you.
James.
Joanne Smith, what do they want? Major concessions. They want the Gaetz and his ilk. They want to, first of all, they want plum committee assignments,
Jeffries.
committee leaderships,
Jeffries.
and they want the ability for 5 or less people to be able to call no confidence and call for a new
Johnson
Speaker of the
Georgia.
House.
Jeffries.
Not thinking that one through, because why
Johnson of Louisiana.
why couldn't Democrats call for a new speaker?
Johnson of Ohio.
Anyway,
McCarthy. Johnson of South Dakota.
oh my gosh,
Jordan.
that is glorious. Hang on. Up here, Lori said Kevin is speaker-ish. And Kristen's sharing, George Conway tweeted, the thing that matters and what we need to respect is that Kevin McCarthy identifies as Speaker of the House.
Joyce of Pennsylvania.
All these people are so off.
McCarthy. Kim Laverdone.
Oh boy.
Jeffries.
Electra Storm says, as a Black woman, I feel a sense of pride seeing these Black women have such prominent roles in this, as they should.
Of New Jersey.
As they should.
McCarthy.
Ace of Wands. Oh, he's just going to try to browbeat. He thinks he'd be negotiating with terrorists.
Jeffries.
George Takai has tweeted, fine, I'll be House Speaker. Thank you, Kristen. Oh, King of Swords.
McCarthy.
9 of Wands.
Kana.
Page of Pentacles. High
Of
Priestess.
Virginia.
9 of Cups. You just don't have the votes.
Jeffries.
It might be a small group, but yes, they are holding your speakership hostage. You can try to negotiate in quiet, but you're right. When you start talking to them, they're gonna leak it. And the Democrats just look stronger every day.
Kim of New Jersey.
That's all I'm getting.
Jeffries.
More votes, more votes, more votes. Revolution Ricky, what happens if they don't choose a Speaker of the House? Oh, they will. They will eventually. In 1923? It took 2-3 months.
McCarthy. LaHunt. McCarthy.
Electra Storm has a question at 53 minutes in. Can you ask the cards, if he does win, does that mean MAGA gets what they want? Okay, let's try putting it that way.
McCarthy. Landsman. Jeffries.
Oh,
Langworthy.
you people are very sweet.
McCarthy.
And Lucky Girl says in 1923, the vote took a couple of days. The one during the Civil War took a couple of months. Thank you. Thank you.
Larson of Connecticut. Jeffries. Latta. McCarthy. LaTurner. McCarthy.
Oh, I got the devil card for the whole mess.
McCarthy.
Yes, Roland. Being speaker-ish is the same as being Jewish, according to George Santos. Yes.
Jeffries.
CC Ryder says in 1923 it took 9 ballots. Oh, wow.
Lee of Nevada.
1856.
Jeffries. Lee of Pennsylvania.
Oh, so it was before the Civil War.
Jeffries. Ledger Fernandez.
Teresa Ford says the S&P index is going up. It seems to love McLoser not winning.
McCarthy.
Thank you, Teresa.
Letlow.
Oh my gosh.
Levin.
Oh my gosh.
Jeffries.
CC Ryder says in 1856, so just before the Civil War, it took 133 ballots
Lofgren.
from December to February. They started in December.
Loudermilk.
133. This is only the 4th, and we're going to be going into the 5th.
Lukemeyer.
So,
McCarthy. Luna.
Sarah says technically we can do this until March, when we will inevitably hit the debt ceiling and require a House vote. Yeah. Oh yes, B. Smith. We're all having a dose of shade and Friday today. Oh yeah. I got sidetracked.
Jeffries. Mace.
So
McCarthy.
is this?
Magaziner.
I can't forget what I'm reading on. Is this a continuation of Are MAGA going to get what they want? Oh my gosh.
McCarthy. Man.
Rhonda's asking, the longer they do this, it's a chance New York can come up with charges for Santos.
Jeffries.
Oh, that's really good. Oh, lovely.
McCarthy.
Teresa Ford says 134. You can do it, McLoser.
McCarthy.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Matsui. Jeffries.
If Kevin does win, does MAGA get what they want?
Jeffries.
Democrats look good.
McCarthy. McCarthy.
Insult to injury. It doesn't feel like they do, but it doesn't. But it feels like McCarthy's really damaged, assuming he gets in. I guess maybe we should check in on that. At 57 minutes in, does McCarthy get in? Does McCarthy become speaker? Jane the Seeker Tarot is asking, is Donald a MAGA? I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Jeffries. McHenry. McCarthy. Meeks.
Susie's pointing out there's nobody voting present today.
Menendez. Jeffries. Meg. Jeffries.
So at 57:30, does Kevin McCarthy become Speaker of the House eventually?
Miller of Illinois. Donald.
Oh, Donaldson isn't an election denier.
Miller of Ohio. McCarthy. Miller of West Virginia.
Temperance, humbled.
McCarthy.
Is what that feels like. McCarthy is humbled. Hermit. Fool. Devil. I guess somebody yelled out, but I missed what happened because now everybody's just talking.
Mills. McCarthy. Molinaro.
Okay, I'm not getting a clear answer.
Molinaro.
I've got, he's isolated. He's an idiot. But we knew that. This is the corruption in the far right. You let these people, you knew MAGA was a snake before you let him in. And he's now infected. He's now poisoned. Your body politic. This is America, and this is just worry. Nights of worry. I'm not getting a clear answer on whether or not he gets in. Oh boy. Oh, Kristen says just in, Kevin McCarthy has begun talks with Democrats about a deal to support a consensus candidate for speaker or hold out from voting to ensure he needs to reach the lower threshold. Why should they?
Jeffries.
Why?
Murphy. McCarthy.
Why?
Nadler. Jeffries. Napolitano.
Susie Buckingham is saying McCarthy's beating Jeffries today. Jeffries beat him yesterday handily.
Jeffries. Negus. Jeffries.
We're only halfway through the alphabet, so.
Newhouse.
There was another question I was going to ask. Oh, it was the one about Jeffries.
Nichols.
Sarah sent me a question in case you didn't see it. All right. So at,
Norcross. Jeffries.
yeah, Ricky, Dems aren't going to vote for McCarthy.
Norman.
No. Okay. So at 1 hour and 30 seconds in, Gaetz and others are threatening to vote for Jeffries, saying that Dems would be better than McCarthy at this point. Would he actually follow through with that? I would doubt it, but Gaetz or one of your ilk, are you actually going to vote for Jeffries? Darren, yes. Hey, Kevin, what part of no do you not understand? The N or the O? Yes, Deborah Johnson. Mr. It will be hard not to hit Pelosi with the gavel. He's asking for help from the Dems. Thank you. Gaetz, are you actually going to vote for Jeffries, or was that just talk? Oh, I know Mel Broussard. Gaetz has already voted for Donald, but in later votes, if they work something out. I don't know that, but the thing is, if he's begun talks with Democrats, he's just sitting there. So he would have had to do this talking before he came in, and he didn't seem like he was ready for anything like that. Chariot, Ace of Wands. That would be a big move to try and defeat the far right. But this is just a page. And MAGA's hanging over this. Nancy Pelosi, yay! Trump's hanging over this. MAGA's hanging over this. McCarthy just cannot get these people to budge, and he's got too much sin of pride. So I don't know. I'm just getting stuck. The energy is just stuck. Normally, tarot helps us kind of see through some of the fog and the collective energy, but the collective energy is just like Gordian knot. And who's got the sword of Damocles? Because that knot is very much intact. Oh my gosh, this is glorious. Oh, 153 to 152. There we go. We're moving in the right direction there. Linda Kingsley says Pelosi's having a field day. Well, this is quite the going away party for Pelosi. Mel Broussard says, how about we get some indictments on January 6th to help Kevin out with that vote total? I like your thinking, Mel.
Ramirez.
Elector Storm says tarot is like temperance, it seems. Yeah.
Raskin. Jeffries. Reschenthaler.
Isabel Moss says, we will wait and see and enjoy the whole thing.
Rogers, Washington. McCarthy. Alabama.
Yeah, lucky girl. Yeah. Byron Donalds is an election denier.
McCarthy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel.
Rose.
McCarthy.
Rosendale. Donald.
Linda Kingsley says, it's sorted with Moscow Mitch. I believe he'll have to step in. We can't. He's not in this chamber.
Rouser.
Hippie Gypsy says, is this why we keep seeing cups in charge? I guess so. Well, no. Well,
Donald.
Maybe. But I got more of a sense it was going to be some kind of, because I was getting a lot of sword cards too of, which I assumed was going to be legal. But
Jeffries. Ruppersberger.
I don't know.
Jeffries. Rutherford.
This is the card for McCarthy today. Sleepless nights. Worry.
Ryan. Jeffries.
Oh, thank you, Lucky Girl. Come on, everyone. Let's get Autumn up to 218 plus thumbs up for today's live stream. Somebody today is going to get 218 votes. Thank you. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Empress.
Jeffries.
This would be McConnell. I'm just trying to just get a general read. This isn't even like a full thing, but this is, I just pulled random cards. It's not even a question. This should be McCarthy sitting pretty. This is America. And what's getting in the way?
Jeffries.
The message of the far right.
Jeffries. Schiff.
Ricky says, well, Bupus and Kitty has 466.
Jeffries.
Oh. Yeah, that's a point. Good catch there. And Donald has 19 votes. Yesterday, Jordan got 20, was it?
McCarthy. Austin Scott. McCarthy.
Like you go, hey, Autumn wins the Speaker of the House. Oh, why, thank you.
Jeffries.
Thank you, Fran.
Scott.
Oh, thank you. It helps a lot. Thank you.
Jeffries. Self. Donald.
And as my first act as Speaker of the House, I hand the Speaker of the House ship over to Hakeem Jeffries.
Sessions. McCarthy.
Susie says it's fun watching McCarthy sit and smile like this is how he planned it. Oh yeah, it's just all, it's facade. And he's so dug in and awful. Yes, 20 for Donald's. 21. Come on, get it to 21. Have McCarthy lose power one more every single vote.
McCarthy. Of Nebraska. McCarthy.
Electra Storm's asking, will there ever be a time when the far right will finally fall?
McCarthy.
Yes. When the right loses enough votes, and when they lose enough elections, there will come a point where what's kind of left of the Republican Party will say, okay, enough of this. And they will come out as conservative toward things like some extreme new technology, stuff like that. That's what I've been picking up on. So that's in the future. But until then, they're just, third racism on the right and straight on till morning. Ridiculous. Oh, we're down to the S's. Come on. One more for Donald's. Come on, one more for Donald's.
Stanton.
Kristen says centrist Republicans as preliminary talks with Democrats are underway on the speaker deal.
McCarthy. Steele. McCarthy.
Okay, then let's ask.
Stefanik.
At 1:08.
McCarthy. Stein.
Oh, I guess I'm supposed to do this thing called a reset since it's after 12, which is my normal time. Hello, welcome to the daily political terror. This is the daily political terror readings on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here.
McCarthy.
Please like and subscribe.
Flynn.
Feel free to join, so you can use the member exclusive emojis, or join on Patreon. I don't have super expensive. I know money's tight, but I don't have super expensive tiers and stuff. But we have a monthly social. Once a month we get together. Last Saturday of the month. Hang on, excuse me. Sorry. So,
Jeffries.
and again, I've just forgot what I was reading on.
Jeffries.
I get talking and I'm juggling too much, and then I cough and my brain rattles, and then I completely forget where it was.
Thompson of Pennsylvania.
Down Thompson. One more for Donald's. Come on, one more.
Tiffany. McCarthy.
Kristen says the 20 who defied
McCarthy.
Biggs, Bishop, Boebert,
Titus.
Breckeen,
Jeffries.
Clyde, Crane, Donalds, Gaetz, Good,
Jeffries.
Gosar, Harris,
Takuda.
Luna,
Jeffries.
Mary Miller, Norman Ogles.
Tonko. Jeffries.
Thank you. Alice has just cast my vote for Autumn, the Honorable Autumn, Speaker of the House. Why, thank you. Thank you. And again, as my first action as Speaker of the House, I am handing the speakership over to Hakeem Jeffries.
Trahan. Jeffries. Trone. Jeffries. Turner.
Linda says, I see Jeffrey saying in your dreams, McCarthy. Yeah, there's no
Underwood.
reason. There is
Jeffries.
no reason any Democrat should
Valadillo.
bend.
McCarthy. Van Drew. McCarthy. Van Dyne.
Okay, we're down to the V's.
Van Orden. McCarthy. Vargas. Jeffries. Vasquez. Jeffries. VC.
I need to go
Jeffries.
grab a couple of ibuprofen. I'll be right back.
Velasquez.
I'm having too much fun.
Jeffries. Wagner. McCarthy. Wahlberg. McCarthy. Waltz. McCarthy. Wasserman Schultz. Jeffries. Waters. Jeffries. Watson Coleman. Jeffries. Weber of Texas.
Architect of commitment to America, Kevin McCarthy.
McCarthy. Webster of Florida. McCarthy. Winstrup. McCarthy. Westerman. McCarthy. Wexton. Jeffries. Wild. Jeffries. Williams of Georgia. Jeffries. Williams of New York. McCarthy. Williams of Texas. McCarthy. Wilson of Florida. Jeffries. Wilson of South Carolina. McCarthy. Whitman. McCarthy. Womack. McCarthy. Yakum. McCarthy. Zinke. McCarthy.
The reading clerk will now call the names of the members-elect who did not answer the first call of the roll.
Sparks. Present.
What party is Sparks in? Republican. Sparks voted present. Republican. Well, the more people who vote present, the lower the threshold gets. And if McCarthy doesn't work something out with the MAGA people, they keep lowering the threshold. Jeffries becomes speaker. Wahahaha.
And this is live coverage of the House of Representatives vote for Speaker the fourth time. That's Byron Donalds there on your screen in the yellow tie. He received 20 votes after being nominated by Representative Chip Roy. 20 dissenters from the Kevin McCarthy group once again. But this time, Representative McCarthy only received 201 votes. Victoria Sparks of Indiana voting present. And Byron Donalds has been in the House. He was first elected in 2020. He represents Southwest Florida, the Naples area. He's originally from Brooklyn. Whether a fifth vote is going to be held, we don't know yet. They are doing the official count now. You can see the count on our screen, very similar to yesterday's, except Byron Donalds' name instead of Jim Jordan's, and one voting present. So Hakeem Jeffries again gets all 212 Democratic votes. This is live coverage.
However,
whether they adjourn or go to a fifth vote, we don't know yet, but we'll
Donalds gets 20 votes today. Jordan got 20 votes yesterday, and there's one present, which means technically McCarthy just lost another vote directly for him. Ooh, boy, Kristen has bad news. McCarthy loses another vote. Victoria Sparks of Indiana switches her vote from McCarthy to present here on the fourth round. Oh, this is glorious. Alice says on March 23rd, 2023, hang on, let me make this quieter. Oh, this is glorious. Good point, Alice. On March 23rd, 2023, when Pluto enters Aquarius, will the Speaker of the House be a Democrat or a Trumplican? The thing to understand is, oh, okay. Sarah needs to step out, making sure I've refreshed my page so I've got all of the good work she did, noting down times and stuff. All right. The thing about Pluto entering Aquarius, Pluto digs things up, right? Here. Okay. For a moment. Okay. Pluto's up here in Capricorn, right here. Okay. It's moving into Aquarius. One last question should be about Jeffries. Yes, I've got it. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so it's entering Pluto, when it enters a sign, or it's in a sign, it just digs up everything in that sign, and anything that's weak, anything that isn't strong, anything that doesn't have deep roots gets knocked over. And all the gunk and rot down in the soil gets churned up, right? And that's why suddenly you get the whole culture is like there's like a haze of energy from that sign. Like in Capricorn, is ruled by Saturn. Its color is gray, black. Saturn's color is black. And how many people needed to look for sheets about 5 years ago and could there was like almost nothing available except gray sheets. All this kind of stuff we've been dealing with. There's been a lot of Capricorn energy in the air because Pluto's been plowing through the sun. Well, Pluto's about to enter Aquarius March 23rd. And later this summer, it will go retrograde. It'll go back into Capricorn for a few months, but in 2024, it goes back into Aquarius for the next 20 years. 20. Aquarius is the house of friends, humanitarianism. It's a group collective. The 11th house, the house of Aquarius, is the house of Congress. I think it depends on who you talk to. Astrologers will say what controls the presidency. It could be Leo, it could be Capricorn, but the 11th house, this wedge right here, for Aquarius, this is the house of Congress. So Pluto's about to plow through Congress. on March 23rd, plus the fact that right now, until for the next couple of weeks, we have both Mercury retrograde, so communication is backed up, and Mars is in retrograde, so going forward action is backed up. And both of those, even when they go direct, they're going to have to make up all the ground that they lost. That's called the shadow period, where they're just, okay, we stopped and we're going forward now, but now we've got to catch up to where we were. So they're still they're a little bit weak in the shadow period, but at least they'll be moving in the right direction. So do keep that in mind. And I think that's a very good idea about reading on that. So at 121, well, let's say 122, Pluto plowing through the sign/house of Aquarius. How will that affect Congress? Save. Hey, Pluto, how's it going? See, Ryder, how are the moderate GOP base feeling about this train wreck? It's just an embarrassment.
And on your screen is Congressman Byron Donalds of Florida, and that's Tom Emmer, the white-haired gentleman sitting with him. He is the Republican whip, and he is from Minnesota, and he's a strong McCarthy supporter. Byron Donalds, of course, got unofficially 20 votes for Speaker. That count that you see on the left-hand side of your screen, while probably accurate, it is unofficial until the reading clerk says it out loud and confirms the results. Very similar to the third ballot yesterday, except one present vote instead of a vote for Kevin McCarthy by Victoria Sparks, Republican of Indiana. Jim Jordan was the third nominee yesterday with 20 votes. This time it's Byron Donalds, but Jim Jordan has voted for Kevin McCarthy all 4 rounds so far.
Oh, this is glorious. Okay, what I'm getting for Pluto going through, the Aquarius, the sign of the House of Congress. The Republicans feeling kind of weak. It really is a new era. The thing about, the far right's still going to be there. There's still going to be a thorn in Republican sides. This benefits the Democrats. But the thing that I'm being reminded of is Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is the rebel. And the U.S., our moon, our emotions, our emotional needs are in Aquarius. And that's why we had our fight for independence. Aquarius, Uranus, they don't like being hemmed in. They don't like rules. And later in this decade, when some outer planets start moving around, that's when you start getting that energy. I'm not saying we're going to go into some kind of civil war, but I'm saying that if you go back to previous times when Pluto was in Aquarius, that's when you get uprisings. That's the French Revolution, the American Revolution, Obviously, there were some other things involved there too. But there's this incredible fight for independence and to end tyranny. And that's good for Democrats. It's good for people who believe in democracy. Who believe in actual democracy, not gerrymandered democracy, not actual democracy. That always ends up being good for them, for us. So this cannot be good for establishment Republicans, because if Capricorn is the sign of, let me go back to here. Capricorn up here is the sign where Pluto's been. It is the sign of the hierarchy. It is the sign of aristocracy, of a class system. And Republicans like that. Where we make money, therefore we are higher.
There are 4 House members who are the tellers. They are the counters. They will give the official numbers. Their numbers have to jibe with each other. 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. They are counting. Then the clerk will give the official results. The Hill has just put out this tweet. Kevin McCarthy has begun talks with Democrats about a deal to support a consensus candidate for Speaker, or hold out from voting to ensure he needs to reach a lower threshold. That's from the Hill.
And what exactly can he offer them? This is a Kevin McCarthy. This is a you problem. This is absolutely a you problem, not us. You think we're going to help you get into power? Why? This is a you problem. And what is it? What is it? A crisis in your life does not constitute an emergency in mine. Anyway, so Capricorn rules hierarchy, status. Traditional Republicans love that, because I have money, therefore I am of higher status than you. But we're moving into Aquarius. So the rebels feel empowered, the people who believe in actual democracy and equality, because Aquarius is huge on equality. It benefits us. So this mess, I don't think this mess is, I mean, I've got maybe 10 more minutes before I absolutely have got, it's Wednesday. I'd stay on longer, but I have to go at 10:30 to 10:40 on Wednesdays, I'm afraid. But then heck, I could come back in theory. But this is just glorious. Yes, exactly, Ann Harding saying, Dems, no, Kevin can't be trusted from experience. Yes. Exactly. Yes. Sheila Nunn, Dems need to stand strong. Don't give an inch. Okay, so at 1:30, let me ask, let me put this here. At 1:30, will Dems help McCarthy? Or will they just stick to solidly voting for Jeffries? Yeah, exactly, Tris. I can't see them going for that. His sidekick wants to impeach President Biden for no reason. You said he joked about wanting to hit Nancy with the gavel. Want to investigate.
Members were starting to send tweets as well during this time. Representative Andy Biggs, who was the first anti-Kevin McCarthy nominee on the Republican side, tweeted out, Kevin is now 0-4. His opposition has grown in just 2 days. It's time for him to hang up the cleats and let the House move forward without him at the helm. Marjorie Taylor Greene has also tweeted out, and she is in support of Kevin McCarthy. We are on day 2, and the same Never Kevin group is now on their 3rd speaker candidate. People are truly beginning to realize they have no plan, and they are sick and tired of trust the plan that's a complete secret and never produces results.
The only reason she's saying that is because McCarthy has promised her plum committee roles. And I think anybody with half a brain knows that. But will Dems help the Republicans? Kevin McCarthy has a Kevin McCarthy problem. What, I'm going to help you get in, and as you were saying, I want to make sure I give you credit. What was it up here? Tris saying, yeah, so you can get in and you can start trying to impeach Joe Biden. Sit down. 4 of Cups, Tower, Emperor, King of Wands, 3 of... Go back to the drawing board, Kevin, because this is a card of refusal. Democrats, they know Kevin McCarthy will do nothing for them, and they cannot trust him. And little Kevy's dreams of emperorship in the House, not working. Back to the drawing board for you. Ah, this is glorious. And I will be happy to stay up late making cover with more cards for every time he loses the vote. Happy to do it. Absolutely fantastical. I feel bad I've got to go. Unfortunately, it's Wednesday. So, and last week I had to move things to the evening because I had to move the live stream to the evening because my father was in the hospital. So I really need to. I can't cancel again. Yes, Gigi. Hello, Autumn and everyone. Virtual hug. Go, go, go. Jeffries all the way. Welcome, Gigi. I like that you're thinking. Oh my gosh. Tris says, I'm having such a good time hanging out with my peeps. Oh yeah. Lady Eva says, I hope your dad is okay. He's alive. So I'm happy. Jolie says, you make this so much fun, and to all who are here. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Electrostrom, don't you have an hour to go? You're right, I do. Yes. Okay, I can stay. You're right. It's 1:30 because my thing's at 2. Yes. Okay. All right, but I'm gonna need to sit down. I need to do what Kevin and Marge and all of them need to do. Sit down. Oh, I'm going to mute this because it's very loud when I drop the standing desk. Hang on. Okay, and since I have a long lead on this, how long is this? Super fun. Look at the toes. Look at those little toes sticking out. Sweetness. Little kitty.
And on your screen is a relatively animated conversation between Scott Perry of Pennsylvania, who is the Freedom caucus chair, and Jason Smith
All right.
of
I'm gonna grab a
Missouri,
soda.
who
I'll
is
be right
very
back.
active in budget matters. As we continue to await the official tally on the fourth vote for Speaker. Well, there was one present vote for the first time in the last 2 days, and it was Victoria Spartz. She is a Republican from central Indiana, and CNN is reporting that the GOP lawmaker told Melanie Zanora of CNN that the vote that Spartz had been weighing a no vote, she had been weighing a no vote, so Republicans had been watching her closely. Spartz attended a forum on rule changes with Andy Biggs in November and is weighing a Senate bid in Indiana where she'd have to go through a primary.
Okay, so should have to go through a primary. I'll tell you, nothing like being on camera to make you look at yourself and go, oh gosh, I need to lose weight. But no, I'm fine. I'm actually quite healthy. But anyway, all right. This is glorious. This is absolutely glorious. Okay, let me turn this down just a little so we can talk. There we go, as we're waiting. Okay, Kelly's asking, could this drag on long enough for a couple of members to be ousted? I don't think so, but well, let's say 137. Since I lost Sarah, I gotta do my own time stamping today. Long enough for this to be ousted. Making a little shorthand there. Let's have a look. 137. Can this go on long enough? Sorry, making noise. Can this go on long enough for members to be ousted, Republican members to be ousted? Thank you, Tigress. Thank you. Paul Ryan? No, he's done. He's done. Bye. Could this go on long enough for some Republican members to be ousted? I'm going to be tired after this, but I don't care. It's worth it. Oh, wow. Teresa Ford, Mercury in retrograde. If you're doing this to the speaker vote, thank you, and keep it up. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Yes, box of hair, Paul Ryan. Yes, 'tis rat. Well, Republican plans being Republican plans. So 19 Stallions, how long is Mercury going to be in retrograde? Until the 18th. Mars will be in retrograde until the 12th. So things don't want to move forward. Page of Pentacles. Will this go on long enough for some Republicans to be ousted? I don't think so. I don't see it affecting the vote, unfortunately. Republicans still did their level best to try to kick down any kind of Democratic progress that was made. So, no, we're just going to have to wait. And that's what it feels like. We just have to wait. Elena August is saying, Mercury retrograde brings things back. Oh my, good things or bad things? Well, all things. Dale's asking how long with the speaker votes go on. They can go on for months. Although in you guys were telling me earlier, in 1923, there were a total, the last time the speaker didn't get in on the first vote. It's been 100 years. It took nine ballots for the speaker to get in. And then in 1856, it took 133 ballots, so it went on for months. Danette is saying, are there any Republicans who might vote for Jeffries to end this? I don't think so. I haven't seen anything like that, because I asked even about, because Gaetz even brought it up, but I don't get Gaetz actually going through with it. So, Susie, except for the budget vote is in March. Do we know when in March? When does the, is it the end of March? Is it around or after March 23rd that the budget has to be voted on? Because even within Orb, March is going to be when Pluto enters Aquarius. And big things usually happen when Pluto changes signs. 1914, we had World War I. 1939, we had World War II. 1984, when Pluto moved to Scorpio, we discovered the AIDS virus. 2008, Pluto moved into Capricorn, the sign of high rises and hierarchy, and the housing market collapsed. We don't know if the fifth vote for speaker is going to happen today.
Tellers agree in their tallies that the total number of votes cast is 433, of which the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 212. The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 201.
Loser. We didn't even get as many as Jeffries. There was a question.
The Honorable Byron Donalds of the state of Florida has received 20.
Somebody was just asking who's in line after Harris?
With one member elect
Speaker of the House.
recorded as present. No member elect having received a majority of the whole number of votes cast, a speaker has not been elected. For what purpose does the gentleman from Ohio seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, I rise to nominate Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House.
The gentleman is
Oh,
recognized.
we're going for number 5. Yes, you see right. Kevin McCarthy's pronouns are LOSER. They need 218 votes to win. Joe.
Now, why would I, as a conservative, as an Army Ranger, business guy, the first guy that the House Freedom Caucus backed in a congressional race, why would I nominate Kevin McCarthy to become the next Speaker of the House? Why would Jim Jordan? Why would other conservatives like Thomas Massey, Jim Banks,
thank you.
Kevin Hearn, and others support Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House? You know, something in our nature as humans causes us to dehumanize others.
To be a lemming.
When we engage in conflict. Dehumanizing others makes it easier to ascribe bad motives and to engage in the fight.
You mean like people at the border?
It also makes it harder to understand one another. As actions push further disagreement, arguments tend to escalate rather than resolve.
Really?
We're on the precipice of such a destructive argument today. I plead with all of my Republican colleagues.
Yes, Chris, because he's been promised something.
Cooler, more rational heads prevail.
And what have you been promised?
As Republicans to elect the next Speaker of the House. Unlike Democrats, nearly every Republican at least campaigns on some form of smaller, more accountable government. Once we get here, the bipartisan consensus keeps growing a bigger, less accountable government. The American people know that the status quo is broken, that we become less free, less safe, and more burdened by debt. The American people are sick and tired of it.
This is an argument against McCarthy.
Reinforcements that today help make up our small majority. But a majority is only a majority if we actually work together. Now, lots of people back home don't trust anyone in this town. Perhaps we would be wise to listen to them and some wisdom from Ronald Reagan. Trust, but verify. Trust is a fragile condition and easily broken. As I've listened to my friends, 20 of whom have opposed Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House, and others, the root issue is this: they do not trust Kevin McCarthy. What can heal that divide?
You've just made an argument for
there are a lot of colleagues
somebody
that don't
else.
trust 20 or more of my fellow Republicans. Right now, though we remain divided, an actual majority of the House Freedom Caucus members do support Kevin McCarthy. This summer, a unified House Freedom Caucus started the negotiations with a proposal for new rules, a different way to govern that empowers committees and regular members. We proposed that a set of tools could be structured to make trust more verifiable and allow recourse if that trust is ever broken. Following the election, Kevin McCarthy engaged in that negotiation. He led the conference to adopt substantive reforms that will make our majority more effective. Let me list some of them.
Ann says,
Andrew
are you
Clyde's
confused,
proposal
Bubba?
to restore public access to the Capitol. Lauren Boebert's proposal to reduce the linkage between the NRCC and the steering committee process. Gary Palmer's proposal to cap spending on suspension bills. Ralph Norman's proposal to limit leadership reports and make conference more about engaging all members. Chip Roy's proposal to provide a 5-day notice for suspension votes. Dan Bishop's proposal in privileged resolutions.
RSA West said, go pound sand, Warren.
Conference meetings ahead of key votes. Bob
Thank
Good's
you,
proposal
Betty.
on standalone
Oh my gosh,
appropriations
Knit.
bills.
Do you
Andy
realize you're
Bigg's
doing it
proposal
multiple
limiting
times?
suspension waivers from committees. Chip Roy's proposal to make co-sponsored amendments in order. Affirm 72-hour publication of bills before calling for a recorded vote. An end to proxy voting. An end to remote participation in committee work by members of Congress.
You're making the
Holman
case
rule,
for somebody
an end to
else.
the Gephardt rule. Cut go instead of pay go.
What?
An end to unblocked suspension votes. A major reform worked out with Morgan Griffin, what we hope to call the Griffin rule, on single subject bills subject to germaneness points of order and amendment.
Good luck.
Diverse viewpoints on every committee.
Oh,
Lastly, a
diverse,
church-style
diverse, you
commission
say.
was added to the Judiciary
Diverse.
Committee focused on the
You have to get
abuses
more
our
diverse
own big government
candidates.
has unjustly collaborated with big business and big tech to silence, persecute, or even prosecute our fellow citizens. As Thomas Massey pointed out, Elon Musk bought a crime scene. Now that we know
Thank you,
and the
Marby.
public knows, the question is, what in the hell are we going to do about it? Well, this select committee answers that question with oversight and leadership by our most effective member, my friend and colleague, the future chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Congressman Jim Jordan.
I know there's another select committee who has
We,
recommendations.
as
Good
Republicans,
ones.
are a big and diverse conference. The real question goes back to strategy.
You are not a diverse Congress.
Can we accept incremental progress?
You are not. They
Can
are.
we work
You're
for
not.
a victory, one first down at a time? Or can we only accept the high-risk trick
And then
plays?
4 times.
Can we set
Thank
about
you.
the hard work of winning
I'm starting
debates
to
with our
worry.
colleagues, as we have done through this process? Can we take a win every now and then? And
Yes,
give
Jolie,
hope to the
I agree. I
forgotten
hope this
men and
man was
women of
never a lawyer.
America who no longer believe this place, this people's house, cares about them? Or having achieved nearly every concession that we've asked for, including a motion to vacate the chair with one privilege resolution, Does it really boil down to this, that 20 or more of my colleagues will never trust Kevin McCarthy as Speaker?
No, they won't.
I feel at this time we risk a worse outcome if we cannot unite behind the man that has helped us achieve these substantive reforms. Reforms that offer all of us, this whole body, hope for change in this broken status quo. Reforms that our voters have demanded, reforms that we've worked hard together to achieve, and finally, reforms that we risk forfeiting if we do not work together as Republicans to elect the next Speaker of the House. Now's the time for deeds, not words, and I nominate Kevin McCarthy for Speaker of the House. I humbly ask for your support.
Oh, that's 3 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Gaetz can quote him when he nominates somebody else. Abby Smith, this guy is magic for fundraising for you. Thank you.
For what purpose does the gentleman from California rise?
Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House.
The gentleman is recognized.
Madam Clerk, the lead vote getter in the last 4 tallies, Democrats are united behind a Speaker who will work to codify the right to seek an abortion into law. Like all of us, Hakeem has spoken about consistently the disastrous Dobbs decision. He has spoken time and time again that it is well past time to codify Roe v. Wade into law, and he knows that young women should not grow up in a world with fewer rights than their parents and grandparents. He will ensure that reproductive freedom is enshrined into law. So that's why, Madam Clerk, as chair of the Democratic caucus, I am directed by the caucus to present for election Hakeem Jeffries, representative-elect from New York, as our next speaker.
Mimi saying volume back up. Is it still low? What's up, full?
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Colorado rise?
I rise to nominate Congressman Byron Donalds.
The gentlewoman is
Speaker.
recognized.
This is going to be good.
I rise today to nominate Byron Donalds, my friend, an amazing man of Florida, an amazing leader, someone who almost even took leadership here in our Republican Party and came very close in doing so, and it was a very brave run that he took. He's a man who understands what tough times look like, and has come out of those tough times even stronger, more liberated, and as a leader.
This
And we
lady
just heard from my respected colleague
stole
from Ohio, and he stated some
funds
amazing
from
rules
fellow vendors
that we
and wrote
have
about it
been able to
in her
get agreement
autobiography.
on. I think we were threatened pretty heavily in conference, saying if we don't do as we ought, then some of those rules may just go away. But even naming the germaneness rule, which is really fantastic, after Morgan Griffith, well, that was our idea too. My question is, why didn't the supposed leader of the Republican Party present these rules? Why were we fought so hard on these rules? The barrier that still stands in the way of these rules is the structure that prevents us from rolling over. And as my friend from Chip Roy stated, we need the tools and the leadership to do our job correctly. And I believe that Byron Donalds is the man.
She's not as boring as the
lead us
last guy.
to that path of getting America on track and uniting the Republican Party. My colleagues and I have worked tirelessly for months to build consensus, to negotiate in good faith, to help unify our party on border security, energy security, debt reduction, term limits, earmarks, among other many common sense policies. But too often our efforts have fallen on deaf ears. Our border is wide open. Inflation is out of control.
Wide
The
open.
Senate just passed $1.7 trillion without our input. So let me be clear.
Because
Our job is not
you
to
don't have
coronate
enough of you.
the biggest fundraiser or rubber stamp the status quo or keep on going along to get along. It's to use our votes to elect a speaker who will enable us to get our country back on track. Getting the job done is what we were elected to do. And that starts with having a leader who supports Republican principles, builds consensus, and has a proven track record of success. Byron Donalds is that leader. Republicans, including many moderates, have been impressed by Byron Donalds. They're impressed by his ability to work together. They respect his leadership. We see him as someone who can communicate what we are all wanting to do in this House to Americans. And he represents so much more than
Didn't
just
she
his
win her
district in
seat
Florida.
by like
Many
200
millions
votes
of Americans all over this nation
in a
praise the work
recount?
and the leadership of Byron Donalds. So let's work together. Let's stop with
Let's
the
stop Paul
campaign
McCarthy.
smears and tactics to get people to turn against us. Even having my favorite president call us and tell us we need to knock this off. I think it actually needs to be reversed. The president needs to tell Kevin McCarthy that, sir, you do not have the votes and it's time to withdraw. With that, I yield. Thank you. I yield.
You back?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the end of it was fun.
The reading clerk will again call the roll.
Here we go. 550. Well, Lavelle says I think she lost her own district. Yeah, Boebert did just get booed. Not surprised. A Boebert burn. Yes, Deborah. Yes, Lori. And a slap down calling Trump out. Yes.
Adams.
And you're right, Betty. He doesn't have the votes. She is right about that.
Jeffries. Adderholt.
Teresa says
McCarthy.
it's fun that she told the losing loser
Aguilar.
that he's losing.
Jeffries. Alford. McCarthy. Allen.
All right.
McCarthy.
Oh,
Allred.
CC Ryder says WWE, where's the mud? Yes, they are counting again. Oh,
McCarthy.
man.
Armstrong.
This is, Betty says, yes, that was fun.
Armstrong.
Even if we did have to listen to her.
Arrington.
Tris, she just out. It says she just outed Trump. He was on TV saying he wasn't picking a side. Oh, no, he's picked a side, all right. Kevin McCarthy would be good.
McCarthy.
Maybe even great. That's what he tweeted. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Balderson.
Eh.
McCarthy.
Trump's endorsement.
Ballot.
Eh.
Jeffries. Banks.
Good luck at your meeting, CC Ryder.
McCarthy.
We'll see you later, Lady Eva.
Barr.
Oh
McCarthy.
gosh, this is awesome.
Berrigan. Jeffries.
Awesome. Come on, people, vote for Donalds. I'll make 5. I'm up to 4 cards. I need to make 1 more card for tomorrow. I'm happy. I'll make as many as I need to. I'm happy to make 2 more cards. We have 5.
Jeffries.
I'm making a card for every time McCarthy loses.
McCarthy.
Oh
Barrett.
gosh.
Jeffries.
Elizabeth, can you read to see if any Republicans will vote for Jeffries?
McCarthy.
I did. I'm pretty sure I did earlier, and I was getting
Jeffries.
I was specifically reading about Gaetz, but yeah, I wasn't getting much. I could. Okay, let's try it. 2 hours in.
Biggs.
2 hours in.
Donalds.
Oh my gosh.
Billarapis.
Will.
McCarthy.
any
Bishop of Georgia,
Republicans vote.
Jeffries.
Jeffries.
Bishop of North Carolina, Donalds.
Yes, Isabel Mass. The Public Humiliation of Kevin, Part 5.
Blumenauer, Jeffries.
Glorious.
Flint Rochester, Jeffries.
Chris Wickens, the energy changes, though. What do you mean?
Donalds. Bonamici,
You don't have the votes.
Voss.
Ha ha ha.
Voss,
Do, 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 do,
McCarthy.
do. Will any
Bowman, Jeffries. Boyle of
That's
Pennsylvania,
3.
Jeffries. Burkini,
Will any Republicans vote for Democrats? Vote for Jeffries. Whew. Yeah, wouldn't that be some chaos?
Jeffries.
Oh boy.
Brownlee, Jeffries. Buchanan, McCarthy. Buck,
No. No. None of them will actually vote for a Republican. Sorry, none of the Republicans will actually vote for a Democrat because it would be seen as a
Lizinski, Jeffries.
because it would be seen as a huge it would be seen as a huge betrayal
Burgess,
if they took their vote across the aisle. It'd be a huge betrayal.
Burleson,
Internally,
McCarthy.
they would
Bush,
ostracize the party.
Jeffries. Calvert, McCarthy. Kamek, McCarthy. Caraballo,
Oh, thank you for your wit.
Jeffries.
I just told my representative
Carbajal,
wholeheartedly approve of his vote for Jeffries and could you please hold the
Jeffries.
voting for him as speaker. Oh, resume playback. Yes, I am still here. We're still here. We wouldn't miss this for anything.
Carl, McCarthy. Carson,
We wouldn't miss this for anything.
Jeffries.
Okay.
Of Georgia,
Is my audio really muffled?
McCarthy.
I've got the
Carter
microphone
of
right
Louisiana.
here. Sorry.
Jeffries.
So
Carter of Texas.
now it's better. Oh, good.
Cartwright.
Chris Wickens, I see it
Jeffries.
as voting present might be seen as doing the
Czar.
same thing, kind of. What do you think? Well, here's the thing. Voting present,
Case.
the 5th. Oh, net. Thank you. Thank
Caston.
you.
Jeffries.
One for every time
Castor of
McCarthy
Florida.
is lost. Thank you.
Jeffries.
Assuming he's going to lose this one.
Castro of Texas. Jeffries. Chavez DeReamer. McCarthy. Sherfurless McCormick. Jeffries.
Okay.
Chu. Jeffries.
Um,
Cicilline. Jeffries. Ciscovani. McCarthy.
okay, voting
Clark
present.
of Massachusetts.
Okay, Chris
Jeffries.
Jeffries. The thing about voting present is it lowers the
Jeffries.
threshold of
Cleaver.
how many
Jeffries.
votes they need, because it needs to be the majority of the
Klein.
people voting. So people who vote present, they
McCarthy.
take that total of 433, 35, however many people are in the House, and
Clown.
it lowers the number
Klein.
of how many you have to get halfway,
Jeffries.
halfway,
Clyde.
half of the votes. But that just means that at this rate, if enough
Klein.
Republicans vote present, it's going to hand the speakership to Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat. So I don't know that that's really the best option for them.
Cohen.
Fire Queen says, so if 6 voted present, Jeffries could
Jeffries.
win? Technically.
Cole.
Technically,
McCarthy.
yeah.
Collins.
How crazy is that?
McCarthy. Comer.
We've got one. We just need 5 more.
Connolly.
Is it Donald's? Every time Donald's gets 5
Correa.
votes?
Jeffries.
Lucky girl, I'm afraid I don't
Costa.
I don't know when my
Jeffries.
I don't know
Courtney.
when things were muffled. I'm sorry.
Jeffries. Craig. Jeffries.
I think some people they haven't
Crane.
caught up because they're in the middle of a vote now, just so you know.
Donalds.
So if you run your cursor
Palmer.
over the video itself
McCarthy.
to the far right,
Crenshaw.
it might move you forward to catch up.
Crenshaw.
Elena, agree. Crazy as a Pluto
Hawkins.
return. Mm-hmm.
Jeffries. Crow. Jeffries.
Trillium Terror says every time
Cuellar.
McCarthy loses a vote, an angel gets its
Jeffries.
wings.
Curtis.
I have to find my
McCarthy.
where's my phone so I can
Davids
ding.
of
I don't think I've got
Kansas.
a sound effect for
Jeffries.
a little bell.
Davidson. Davidson. Davis of Illinois. Jeffries.
Yes, Polly Wanda, Donald is an
Davis
election
of North
denier.
Carolina. Davis of North Carolina.
Do we have a? I don't think I've got a bell. I've got a gong.
Jeffries.
Drum roll.
Dean of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. DeGette.
Confused.
Jeffries.
I could have used the confused one during the. What was it? Who was the Davidsons?
Dela Cruz. McCarthy. Delora.
Donald is up to 6 now. Thank you,
Jeffries.
Jesse.
Del Bene.
Donald says MSNBC says former member Fred Upton says he might take the job if offered.
Jeffries. DeSaulnier. Jeffries.
Jolie said, yes, please, a sound effect for a losing Republican.
McCarthy. D'Esposito. McCarthy.
Well,
Diaz-Balart.
there's definitely.
McCarthy.
How loud are you? I'm fairly loud.
Jeffries. Doggett. Jeffries. Donalds.
Hang on.
Donalds.
Yeah, that tracks.
Duarte. McCarthy. Duncan.
Huh. Why aren't you
McCarthy.
playing?
Dunn of Florida. McCarthy.
Odd.
Edwards. McCarthy. Elsie. McCarthy.
Bluetooth is off, so why is my sound not working? I've got volume.
McCarthy.
Sorry, guys. Just
Escobar.
bear with me here for a second. Why do I have no
Jeffries.
sound?
Eshu.
All right. I have no sound effects today. Sorry.
Espaillat. Jeffries. Estes. McCarthy. Evans. Jeffries.
Jeffries.
Ezell. McCarthy. Fallon. McCarthy. Finstra.
Nope, I'm not getting any sound out of my phone. Sorry. Shoot.
Ferguson.
Okay. He already lost again. 6th speaker vote possible today. I need to make 2 more cards, at
McCarthy.
least. That makes me happy.
Fitzgerald.
I'm happy. I'm
McCarthy.
perfectly fine making
Fitzpatrick.
a toilet flush. I can't get my sound effects to work. It's very strange. I don't know why.
McCarthy.
It's not interfering with the
Fletcher.
AirPods because
Jeffries.
I have the Bluetooth
Flood.
off.
McCarthy. Foster. Jeffries. Fushi.
Sound.
Jeffries.
Okay.
Fox. McCarthy.
So I've got sound.
Lois Frankel. Jeffries. C. Scott Franklin. McCarthy. Frost.
Nope, not working.
Jeffries. Fry. McCarthy. Fulcher. McCarthy. Gaetz. Donalds.
Donalds.
Gallagher. McCarthy. Gallego. Jeffries. Garamendi. Jeffries. Barbarino.
Yeah, I'm baffled. Of all the days,
Barbarino.
of all the days that my sound effects app has completely stopped working on my phone. Oh. Dara says, I wonder how the cards would say about who Kevin is really feeling right now. Let's have a look. 211.
Jeffries. Garcia of Illinois. Jeffries.
How
Garcia of
is,
Texas.
oh my gosh, this is so good. How is
Jeffries.
McCarthy
Jimenez.
feeling
McCarthy.
right now? Hey, Kev.
Of Maine. Jeffries. Goldman of New York. Jeffries.
Lisa says, blame the sound effect problem on Mercury retrograde. I agree.
Jeffries. Tony Gonzalez.
Hey, Kev. How's it going?
McCarthy. Vicente Gonzalez. Jeffries. Good of Virginia. Donalds.
He's frustrated. He's frustrated, but at the same time,
Texas.
he thinks they have to cave. He thinks the people against him have to cave, and he's going to make them pay. He's going to make them pay for standing against him.
Gottheimer. Jeffries.
Hang on a second.
Granger. McCarthy. Graves of Louisiana.
McCarthy's saying, I've got the votes. I've got what I need. What's the problem?
Graves of Missouri.
They're going to see how futile this is, and they're going to come around, and then I'm going to make them pay.
McCarthy.
That's what I'm getting from Kevin
Green
McCarthy.
of Texas.
Black Lives Matter, yes. Page
Green
of Wands.
Georgia.
Sorry, they're supposed to be
McCarthy.
there. Because not
Griffith.
there. There, that's what I want.
McCarthy.
Okay.
Grijalva.
How is Kevin thinking?
Jeffries.
There's definitely some embarrassment. How dare they? How dare they try to do this to me? They can't win. And
Guest.
he's not going to give an inch to the Democrats.
Guthrie.
He thinks he deserves it. It's mine. It's mine.
Hageman.
Oh, Elena, I'm not going to cover January 6th today. Sorry.
Jeffries. Harris.
Well, Hippie Gypsy says, am I understanding this correctly? Are they voting on Jeffries now because Republicans can't make up their mind? No, everybody is supposed to vote for Speaker.
Hayes.
It's just the party in the majority
Jeffries.
wins the votes against the minority party, usually.
McCarthy.
But there's always a vote for someone on the other side.
McCarthy.
They're not always this unified,
Jeffries.
but they're very unified now.
McCarthy.
McCarthy is frustrated, but he is convinced they're going to back down.
Jeffries.
Convinced they're going to back down.
Henson. McCarthy. Horsford.
There was a question about
Jeffries.
how are Democrats feeling right now?
McCarthy.
They're feeling like we are.
Houlihan.
They yeah,
Jeffries.
nothing
Hoyer.
special.
Jeffries.
Um,
Coyle of Oregon. Jeffries.
I could ask, are Democrats going to cross the aisle?
Hudson.
Which I may have already asked some version of. I'm here.
Huffman.
I'm not. Okay.
Jeffries. Izinga.
15.
McCarthy.
Well,
Hunt. McCarthy.
the aisle
Isa.
and
McCarthy.
help the Republicans.
Jeffries. Jackson of Illinois.
Gretchen Jim Jordan was nominated yesterday. He got 20 votes.
Jeffries.
Yes, Mel. McCarthy is the speaker in Fantasyland.
Jackson Lee.
Any Democrats? You're going to cross the aisle? Oh, heck no.
Jackson Lee.
Oh, heck no. The energy is
Jacob.
solid.
Jeffries.
It is a smooth wall.
James.
Empress.
McCarthy. Jayapal. Jeffries.
Nope. Democrats are standing together. The
Jeffries.
problems McCarthy's having, the Republicans are having.
Jeffries.
This is a you problem, Kevin.
Johnson of Georgia. Jeffries. Johnson of Louisiana.
This is awesome.
McCarthy. Johnson of Ohio. McCarthy. Johnson of South Dakota.
This is glorious. 6th speaker vote possible today.
Johnson of
Oh,
South
I wonder
Dakota.
if I could make, I wonder if we can get up to a whole, like, I'll make it like, I hope I can make a dozen cards. Do you know what I mean?
Joyce of Ohio. McCarthy.
Linda Kingsley says the big donors of the
Joyce of
GOP and the
Pennsylvania.
Federalist Society are going to step
McCarthy.
in. Okay, let's have a look at that.
Jeffries.
At 217,
Jeffries. Kane of New Jersey.
well,
Keating.
big donors
Jeffries.
and
Kelly of Illinois.
Federalist Society. Yeah.
Kelly of Illinois. Jeffries. Kelly of Mississippi. McCarthy. Kelly of Pennsylvania. McCarthy. Hanna. Jeffries. Higgins of Virginia. McCarthy.
Well, big donors of the Federalist Society step in. Oh, I love her. Look at, did you see her the blanket on her legs with the,
Jeffries.
I love that blanket.
Kim of California.
Oh, that is awesome.
McCarthy.
Her flag throw for over her legs.
Jeffries. Krishnamurthy.
Or is it a skirt? Might be a skirt, but it's probably like a little blanket or something. It's probably very cold in that room.
Jeffries. Kustoff.
I love that.
McCarthy.
All right, big donors, Federalist Society, are outside,
McCarthy.
Republicans outside of the chamber like that. Are they going to step in and say whatever? Betty says it's a Texas star blanket. Is she from Texas? I've seen various American flag pattern style throws. You know me and my throws. I love them.
Landsman. Jeffries. Langworthy.
All right, Queen of Wands.
McCarthy.
Okay, that's the group
Larson
of
Washington.
far right holdouts.
Jeffries. Larson of Connecticut. Jeffries. Latta. McCarthy.
All right, these are the far right
LaTurner.
holdouts.
McCarthy. Lawler.
Ace of Pentacles, Empress,
McCarthy.
Sun,
Lee of California.
9 of Cups.
Jeffries. Lee of Florida.
The donors can step in. The Federal Society, they can. The people with money can try to step
Lee
in.
of Nevada. Jeffries. Lee of Pennsylvania.
That's America.
Jeffries.
Bright sunlight shining on this process. Democrats holding together and celebrating the longer this goes on.
McCarthy. Letlow. McCarthy. Levin. Jeffries.
This group, this far right group.
Jeffries.
You have to give them what they want, Kev.
Lofgren. Jeffries.
Only chance you have.
McCarthy.
Darla wants to know, what are Republican voters feeling?
McCarthy.
Okay.
Luke Camino.
Yeah, she is feeling chilly, poor thing.
McCarthy.
But at
Luna.
2:20,
Donalds.
2:20,
Luttrell. McCarthy.
what are
Lynch.
Republican voters
Jeffries.
feeling?
Mace.
Well, first of all, you have to remember, a lot of them like authoritarians. They like the bullies. They like the people who will stand up.
McCarthy. Mann. McCarthy. Manning. Jeffries. Massey. McCarthy. Mast.
Kristen has some news. Representative Ken Buck,
Mansouri.
Republican from
Jeffries.
Colorado, on Jake Tapper at CNN, he thinks the conference needs to move forward and elect a speaker at some point today.
McCarthy. McCarthy.
Yes, Rhonda, cold enough for Jim Jordan to wear a jacket.
McCarthy. McCain.
Republican
McLean.
voters, how are you feeling about this?
McCarthy. McClintock. McCarthy. McCullum.
They're disappointed. They're still disappointed from the election. They're seeing these people on the far right standing up for their beliefs.
McCormick. McCarthy.
A lot of them just don't care. They've kind of checked out.
Jeffries.
Fool. They follow Trump.
McGovern. Jeffries.
It's not like they're against grandstanding,
McCarthy.
wrench in the works.
Meeks.
Remember, a lot of them actually believe the government should be smaller.
Jeffries.
And some believe there should barely be any government. So
Jeffries.
why would they get bent out of shape? Unless they work directly for the government.
Muser.
A lot of them think, it doesn't matter. They're
McCarthy.
deluded,
And
but that's what
Puny.
they think. Anything to
Jeffries.
somehow this, if this hurts
Miller,
Biden,
Illinois.
fine. They'll work it out
Collins.
eventually. They're not in love with McCarthy, but
Miller,
whatever.
Ohio.
It'll give them some time.
McCarthy.
And as long as you end up owning the
Miller
libs.
of West Virginia.
Yeah.
McCarthy. Miller Meeks. McCarthy. Mills. McCarthy.
Come on, guys, hurry up, because I've only got 10, 15 minutes left.
Molinar.
And I have to go.
McCarthy. Mooney. McCarthy. Moore of
Larry is saying, in my mind's eye, I see Jeffries and Pelosi knee slapping and hooting it.
of Utah.
Yeah. Darla, what are Republican voters feeling? That's what I just read on.
Moore of Wisconsin.
That's what I just read on.
Jeffries.
A lot of them, they voted for Trump. They're not against grandstanding, standing up to make the, get rid of the deep state, make the government smaller.
Jeffries.
And somehow they think this will hurt
Jeffries.
Biden.
Burbank.
So,
Jeffries. Mullen. Jeffries.
Betty, what's going to be funny is if he will have to move his stuff out of the speaker's office. Well, I talked about at the beginning. That's what Gaetz has called for. Gaetz contacted the architect of the Capitol last night, in the middle of the night, to say he needs to be evicted from the speaker's office. Because yesterday, apparently, is when McCarthy decided he wasn't going to wait for this vote thing. And he had his people bundle up his stuff and move into the speaker office. And Gaetz has said, oh, nay. So I don't know what's happened. I don't know if the architect of the Capitol has gotten involved and evicted McCarthy for now, but that's the last I heard.
Norman.
Linda Kingsley, when you go, thank you for your love and support for us. Good fortune. Good fortune to you, and thank you. Oh, wow. Hippie Gypsy is shutting down all government jobs down in the process. You know they weren't, the times it's happened, unless they were people who worked for the government, they thought it was hysterical to shut down the government. We've been through that.
Omar. Jeffries. Owens.
I may come back on later. We'll have to see.
Pallone, Jeffries, Palmer, McCarthy, Panetta, Jeffries, Pappas,
Susan is saying the names may change, but the numbers remain the same in each speaker vote. Yes.
Pasquarel, Jeffries, Payne,
Lovely, lovely.
Jeffries, Pelosi,
Jeffries. Pelosi.
Pelosi, Peltola, Jeffries,
Pelosi didn't vote?
McCarthy, Perez, Jeffries, Perry,
Where's Pelosi?
Perry, Donalds,
Yep, Darren, 15 for Donalds. Yeah, he got to
Peters.
20 last time.
Jeffries, Pedersen,
My guess
Jeffries, Pfluger,
is
McCarthy.
that some of these Republicans might be leaning toward Donalds because they think that
Pingree,
the holdout party here is going to get major concessions and they want to be in on that party because McCarthy hasn't promised them enough.
Posey, McCarthy,
And says Nancy Pelosi needed a popcorn refill.
Presley, Quigley,
Democrats are still holding together.
Jeffries, Ramirez, Jeffries, Raskin, Jeffries, Reschenthaler, McCarthy, Rogers of Washington, Rogers of Washington, Rogers of Alabama, McCarthy,
I got some of the supporters for
Rogers of Kentucky,
McCarthy supporters.
McCarthy,
Actually 20,
Rose,
actually 2 hours 30 minutes in.
Rosendale, Donalds,
Oh,
Ross,
are
Jeffries,
Republican
Rouser,
McCarthy
McCarthy, Roy,
supporters
Donalds,
feeling about
Ruiz,
changing
Jeffries,
their votes.
Ruppersberger,
Make that
Jeffries,
28.
Rutherford, McCarthy, Ryan,
Save. What I'm getting
Salazar,
is how are the Republicans around McCarthy who've been voting for McCarthy, or any of them thinking about changing their vote and going with Donald or what have you?
Jeffries,
Not really.
Sanchez,
They see
Jeffries,
this is a huge mess, and they are embarrassed that
Santos.
McCarthy keeps calling for. I mean, the thing about Pelosi was her thing was never bring anything to the floor if you are not certain you can win.
Sarbanes,
Oh, Santos.
Jeffries, Scalise, McCarthy, Scanlon, Jeffries,
And although this isn't bringing something to the floor, it's still a vote, and McCarthy should call it a day. He should have called it a day after the last votes.
Schiff,
They're embarrassed. Everything's on the line. They're sitting where they are, and they don't think the far right's going to budge either.
Jeffries,
I don't necessarily have them changing sides or not much, but
Jeffries, Schreier, Jeffries, Schweikert,
Kristen says, per notice just sent out from Whip Catherine Clark's office,
Scott,
members are advised they should be prepared to stay in Washington, D.C. until the speaker is
David
elected.
Scott, Scott of Virginia, Jeffries, Self,
Santos missed the chance to vote. They'll call for
Sessions. McCarthy.
Betty says, who calls for the vote? Well, my understanding is if
Jeffries.
McCarthy
Sherman.
himself, if he stands up and says, I vote for
Jeffries.
adjournment until tomorrow, they would.
Jeffries.
But
Simpson.
Lori says, Buck said last vote was for McCarthy.
Slotkin. Jeffries. Smith of Missouri.
How could any of them vote if they're not sworn in? 19 Stallions. It's because they are elect of their seats.
Smith of New Jersey.
They are representative elects,
McCarthy.
and that's
Smith of
those are the people who vote.
Jeffries.
People don't normally get
Slaughter.
sworn in until there's a speaker.
McCarthy. Sorensen. Jeffries. Soto.
Oh, glorious,
Jeffries.
glorious.
Spanberger. Jeffries.
Representative McCarthy appears not to have the vote. 6th speaker vote possible today. I'm telling you, I'm happy to make more cards.
Stansberry. Jeffries.
Yes, probably wanted an adjournment of shame. Exactly. Exactly. Ah,
Stallworth.
lovely. Glorious. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, this is so much more fun when we're all together.
Stefanet.
And if they're still going later this afternoon, I'll come on for a bit. So, oh, this is glorious.
Style.
Oh my gosh.
Stubbe.
Kristen has some news.
Stevens.
In case you're wondering how the Republican Party's doing, George Santos didn't even recognize his own name when the clerk called it.
Strickland. Jeffries. Strong. McCarthy. Swalwell. Jeffries.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sykes.
That is awesome. Oh, Big Steph, a set of 6 mugs. Hey, 5 each. That's 30 votes.
Jeffries.
McCarthy loses. I'm in. I'm serious. I'll keep going. The Kevin McCarthy
Senegar.
losses.
Jeffries.
Commemorative mugs,
Thompson of
plural.
California.
Happy to do it.
Jeffries. Thompson of Mississippi.
Oh. Trillium Terrace says, I'll shut mine down when I see a notification you're live again. We'll all come back. Oh, thank you. Trillium Terrace setting this up. She says she's not going to pull cards, but we can always watch over there. Can you, Trillium, can you throw the link, the actual URL in the chat?
Titus.
Thank you, Sunflower. Thank you.
Jeffries. To leave.
Oh, we're getting right up to the end.
Jeffries. Takuda.
We're down to the T's.
Jeffries. Tonko.
Betty Cantrell says, I think there'll be a set of cups, maybe
Torres of
6.
California.
Usually I can fit 5 cards on a mug. So I've got my first 5.
Jeffries.
Just have to make 2 more tonight, and
Tran.
we'll see if I'm going to be making make another 3 tonight.
Jeffries. Turner.
Yes, Mrs. Katura, that comment was for today for the win. Yes,
Underwood.
Santos didn't recognize his own name. If you're wondering how the Republicans are doing,
McCarthy.
oh my gosh.
Van Drew. McCarthy.
Trillium Terrace says, I've never done this before, but I think I have the audio figured out to share. Could be bumpy, but we'll give it a go. Excellent.
Van Orden.
Thank you for today's watch party. But like I said, I'd love to stay, but it's
Jeffries.
oh
Vasquez.
okay. Where is she from? Is that really just Texas? Actually, that might be her skirt.
Jeffries.
I don't know, but if that's a throw, I want one. I love those. I'm just
Wagner.
my therapist even mentioned something about how many throws I have.
McCarthy.
I like being cozy.
Walls.
I like the great chair of happiness, being all cozy with the blankie and the kitties and
Wilson and Schultz.
yeah.
Jeffries.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Waters.
Who was it?
Jeffries.
Darren saying Jeffries is
Watson
cleaning
Coleman.
Kevin's clock. Absolutely.
Jeffries.
Kevin's gonna have the cleanest clock
Weber
ever.
of Texas.
Yes, JJ. What is the definition of insanity? This would be it.
Webster.
Yeah,
of
Lola, I bet
Florida.
it is drafty in there. Big empty room.
McCarthy.
Yeah. mean, there are a lot of people there, but it's not packed.
McCarthy.
Oh,
Westerman. McCarthy. Weston. Jeffries.
oh, lovely.
Wild. Jeffries.
I'm leaving the
Williams
cover
of
that's on
Georgia.
up now. I'm leaving that on for the day.
Jeffries.
So,
Williams of New York.
oh, this is glorious.
McCarthy. Williams of Texas.
Susie says 2 of us live here. I have 7 throws out
Wilson
right now,
of
and every
Florida.
couch and chair has one. My people.
Jeffries. Wilson of South Carolina.
I find it's also a great way to celebrate the different
McCarthy.
months and seasons and
Whitman.
what have you. Oh my gosh. Chris Wickens, the last time this happened was 1923. Yes, there were 9 ballots. This is McCarthy's 5th. Just ending now.
McCarthy. Yakum. McCarthy. Zinke.
Fiorella says, I'm not American, so I don't know this. Do they have to keep doing this until he wins? What happens if he never does? Do they vote every day? They can vote every day for months. This can go on for months, in theory. And in 1856, it did. It went on for 133 ballots. This is McCarthy's 5th.
Call the names of the members elect who did not answer the first
All right,
call
where's
of the
Pelosi?
roll.
I'm with you, Tigers. I could do this all day. And I'll be on a long time tomorrow, too, if they are back.
Armstrong. McCarthy.
McCarthy, 192. Yeah, Dave, McCarthy already lost this one. Yep. Nancy.
Vice. McCarthy. Buck. McCarthy. Cloud.
Mrs. Gutierrez says, I have 2 throws in my office. I love to feel cozy when I'm working at home. Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, over. You're welcome to join Trillium Tarot. She says she's not going to pull cards, but you can join the watch party over there.
Crenshaw.
And I'll come on later if I can. Kelly B says, so did they break them down into the vote McCarthy in? I don't understand. He lost, right? Why do they keep repeating it? He lost, right? He has, but they need a speaker, so they just keep going. Yeah, 3 votes are missing, C. Johnson. Patty G, what if it's tied?
Garbarino.
I believe there's a revote. They vote again, but I don't know for certain. Later, Gator, says Darla. Thank you. Yeah, and another one bites the dust. They call Pelosi?
Grothman.
No, they're still the G's.
McCarthy. Jackson Lee.
Yes, Polly Wanda, it is a humiliation
Jeffries.
fest. It's glorious. Yes, Jane, if the Donald's votes go to McCarthy, he'll have the 218 he needs. Absolutely. The Republicans, he should have walked away with this on the first vote. But yeah, how long have we been on here today? 2 hours and 39 minutes.
Jeffrey.
There's Pelosi. Okay.
Presley. Jeffries.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the one who went present.
Rogers of
Rabina.
Washington.
That was, oh, they haven't gotten down to S. Sparks? Something. Cindy says, I have 7 throws and only 1 of me.
Salazar.
Good.
McCarthy. Santos.
Mitz is asking, is it bad that I'm enjoying McCarthy being humiliated with each round of votes? The Schadenfreude is delicious. Yes, it is, isn't it? Just, mwah.
Jeffries. Sparks.
Present.
Present.
And we're basically back where we were last time. Yeah, I do need to go in just a second. Are they done? Yep, we're back here. Oh, lovely. Well, fifth one bites the dust. So like I said, I will create at least 2 more McCarthy cards for tomorrow. Maybe 3 if he keeps going. Because right now, here, let me share this with you. Stop that screen. Share this. So this is what I created for today's cover. So we've got the 3, and now I can change that to 5, maybe even 6. Yeah. So I'll continue on. Get the whole thing. I'm happy to make some more. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Chris says, thank you, Autumn Sebastian. Always lovely. Thank you. Yes, Lucky Girl has the link to Trillium Tarot for the if you want to continue on with the watch party. Electrostorm says make 6. Let's hope so. Teresa Ford says maybe just melt the first card. Thank you, everybody. All right, hang in there. And I'll come on later if I can. Other than that, otherwise, I'll be right back here tomorrow. And hopefully, we're going to keep going. Oh, Krista's host extraordinaire. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the stupidity on that side. All right. You're not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right. Hang in there, and I will see you later.